Hi, I'm Steve Hoban, producer, one of the producers, and one of the directors of Christmas Horror Story.
And how did you get around to make a Christmas Horror Story?
Well, it's the whole idea for the film was a combination of different things happening at the same time. One was I'd always wanted to make a Christmas movie. I love Christmas movies, but I don't really know how to finance a Christmas movie. Our company is mostly known for doing horror films, so it became an easy idea. Okay, well, if I want to do a Christmas film, if I make a horror movie, then I know how to do it. So that was one reason, and the other reason was we had made a film years and years ago, which was a remake of Black Christmas, and it turned out so-so. And unfortunately, the distributor at the time released that movie on Christmas Day, and it did huge business on Christmas Day, but it didn't do any business after Christmas Day because it was a Christmas movie. So, and we always knew that film should have been released when all the other Christmas movies were released, and it would have been very, very successful. So every year Christmas comes around, I keep thinking about Black Christmas. Darn, we missed our chance to really make a successful film. So every Christmas, I want to do it again, and that was really why we thought, let's make a Christmas horror movie. And then at that point, it was just kind of make a Christmas creep show, because we all loved creep show when we were kids.
Can you tell me about some of the movie influences that were used for making the movie? Like, we can see references to The Shining, for instance.
Right.
There.
Yes. Well, one of the fun things about making a movie that's an anthology film is you have an opportunity to experiment with different subgenres, and that was the idea behind the stories that went into a Christmas Horror Story. We wanted every one of them to be a different subgenre of horror. So lately zombie movies are very successful, so we wanted to have a zombie story. We wanted to have a creepy kid story. We wanted to have a creature story. So we just wanted to hit the different subgenres. And so we went to a bunch of different writers, because it's an anthology, people we worked with, and we said, throw ideas at us. And then we chose the ones that we liked the most, that were different. We made sure that they were all very different.
How did William Shatner come to participate in the movie?
Well, it's we had this role that William Shatner plays in the film, Dangerous Dan, who could have been anybody. In fact, we had ideas that it could be a young guy, a young DJ, or an older DJ, and it didn't have to be a Canadian actor. We were thinking about many different actors, and he just ended up being on a list of somebody who we thought would be really great. His voice is distinct, and he's a radio DJ, so we thought the voice was an important part of it, and we just loved Shatner. Who doesn't love William Shatner? So we reached out to him through a friend of ours, a mutual friend, and this friend just sent a synopsis of what the movie was, and we cut a trailer because we'd shot most of the film already before we shot Shatner's part, and sent the trailer and the synopsis, and he looked at it and said, yeah.
So in a way, he plays a role that's similar, but like the Crypt Keeper or the old hag.
That's exactly, yes. William Shatner's the old hag in our movie. Yeah, so he's kind of the Crypt Keeper. He's the guy who ties all of the different stories together, and you don't even really know how he's connected to all of them necessarily at the beginning. It unfolds.
By the way, at the end, during the end credits, you see another bit with Dangerous Dan. Are these improvised lines by Shatner?
No, I wish they. He is so funny. The few little changes he made were very funny, but we had this really great writer who just wrote such great stuff, and we couldn't put it all into the film. We thought we really want that material, so we just had William Shatner do it, and we knew we were going to put it in the credits. So that was the idea, just to have that funny stuff, because he's just so funny. We thought, what better way to leave the audience walking out of the theater than hearing William Shatner be hysterical.
According to the production notes, this was filmed during a very harsh winter in Toronto. Can you tell us any anecdotes regarding the filming or the winter itself?
Yes, it's my fault that we had such a terrible winter in Toronto, because I prayed and prayed and prayed the whole time we were writing the script and preparing for the movie that there would be snow. And often, as you may or may not know, there isn't snow in Toronto. We usually most years we get 3 or 4 snowfalls that last a few days, and that's it. But we needed blankets of snow, and we needed them kind of late in the year. And it literally snowed every single day before we shot. So right through, even into March, we had this last part of the shoot. We did the initial stuff outside, bitterly cold. The poor crew was trudging through deep snow, and I was just so happy the whole time. Even while everyone was freezing, the crew was freezing, I was just happy. Because it was cold, kept the snow there, But then we went into studio, and then we started getting closer to spring, and the snow's going to go. We had one more scene to shoot outside, and that was there's the very end of the movie where the camera pulls out of the stores and you see the snow falling, and that's all real. But we still had snow at that time of year. One of the latest snowfalls we've had in Toronto in many years.
The little boy who plays Will plays a very difficult role. It's a very difficult character to play for a little kid. How did you manage to make him stay so real to the character?
Well, that boy was remarkable. He was only 7 years old when we shot the film, and he'd never really done any work before. I think he'd done 1 or 2 commercials, so he's not an experienced actor at all, but a really smart little kid. So, but it was Grant Harvey was the director, and Grant was the guy that had to somehow interact with the boy to get him to not smile, to get him to not show emotion. That was the key to that role. He had to be creepy by not showing emotion. And that boy is such a happy boy, and he just couldn't help but show emotion. So in some of the behind the scenes shots, you have him looking very stern or creepy, and then burst out laughing all the time.
Anything else you want to tell us about the movie?
What else should we tell about the movie, Cynthia? It's so.
I hope that this is the first of many.
Yes, good point. We've always wanted to make anthology movies. We made an anthology TV series called Darknet that we loved. And that was part of the inspiration for doing a horror Christmas movie as an anthology film. The idea is just to keep doing them. They're so much fun. We can have so many different stories. So this is a Christmas Horror Story 1. We're going to have a Christmas Horror Story 2 all the way up to 10. And then after that, we're going to switch it up and do a different holiday. That's what we're hoping to do.
Do you think the movie is going to be well received at Fantasia while we're in the middle of July in the
It is
heat?
such a weird thing. Yes, Christmas in July. But that's the thing. When the movie comes out at Christmas, your festival run-up can only be before the holidays. So yeah, I think it's kind of perfect. We're gonna have candy canes at the screening. We're gonna get everybody in a festive mood, and hopefully we'll turn the AC up a lot in the theater so people can be cold.
In a way, it could be considered as part of the camping Christmas.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So yeah, it's the whole idea of doing a Christmas movie where it has to come out. And nowadays, movies don't just go out in the theaters. It's on demand. It's video. Everything all at once. So it's in order to do that, to have that concentrated thing, you have to start promoting it in the summer. So it's kind of fun. I love Christmas. I love Christmas carols. I'm not one of those people that goes crazy when they hear Christmas carols in malls all the time. So I love the run. It's going to put me in a perfect Christmas mood come December.
But that's the thing, at the beginning of the movie when you have the Black family, the Cubs family going to get the tree, that was reminiscent of National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Is that done on purpose?
Well, we just wanted to hit all the kind of cliches of Christmas and then twist them. So yes, in a way, it wasn't literally meant to be National Lampoon, but it was the idea of those movies. The same thing with this movie. It's the cliches of a family finding that perfect Christmas tree, going out on that perfect snowy day. That's the best way to twist something and make it scary.
And no elf was murdered.
Now we did harm some elves. To be honest, we had to throw a few elves for real, but none of them were killed.
That's a good news.
Yes.
But in a way, that the whole Santa part, that made me think of what's it called? Holy Night.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah. I never saw that movie. So is Santa Claus in that movie, or is it a guy dressed up?
It's a kid dressed as Santa Claus, like a 20-year-old who becomes mentally disturbed, and he becomes a slasher, but dresses as Santa. And it used to be very controversial when it came out because it screwed with people's idea of Santa
Christmas,
Claus.
right? Nowadays you can do anything you want, nobody even cares anymore. But I never saw that film. Is it good?
It is. It's a classic.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of slasher movies. I love horror movies, but the slasher movies in particular, they're a little bit not exactly my taste. Even though now, of course, we have lots of blood and guts and gore in this movie, but it's a different kind of blood and guts.
This one seems to be a bit influenced by Stephen King in terms of spirit, where you basically just show a bit, but not too much. So that some of it is still left to the imagination.
Well, Stephen King wrote Creepshow, and this movie is definitely influenced by Creepshow. So the fact that you said that actually makes me feel really good that it was reminiscent of Stephen King at all is that's a great thing. So I want to hear that from lots of people. But just talk about Fantasia, because this is the world premiere of the film here at Fantasia, which we're really excited about because we're such huge fans of Fantasia. And it seems like it's the perfect venue, it's the perfect environment for this particular movie. This movie really is made for real genre fans, and you know the Christmas element of it will probably widen it beyond just the straight horror audience. But it really is made for this audience.
Well, I wish you good luck in terms of the movie success, upcoming success at Fantasia and in the box office.
Thank you.
It was very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.